Alright guys, welcome back to my, I guess, I don't know if I'd call this a segment, but yeah, basically, Mount Vernon Kid and I do these whole non-comic lineups where we basically take, characters outside of, Marvel, DC, and other comic books here in the West, and, basically put in characters you see in video games, movies, and, anime and stuff like that. So today, I'm going to be doing a non-comic Big Hero 6 lineup. The last one I did was Four Horsemen of Apocalypse, which was one that Chris was requested to do, and we don't normally take requests. Well, Chris takes requests, I don't. I just come up on a whim, and if someone has a really good one, I think I usually do that one, like the Guardians of the Galaxy lineup I did a while back. So, basically, this lineup is, like I said, Big Hero 6, so you're going to see a lot of Japanese superheroes on here. But, yeah. So this is my list, and as always, I'm always excited to see what you guys come up with. But having said that, without further ado, let's get into my non-comic Big Hero 6 lineup. So starting off for the leader, we have Gohan, yeah, and I'm talking Great Gohan when he was Great Saiyaman. So yeah, Gohan as Great Saiyaman would be the leader of this team. I think Gohan at this point, he's smart enough, I think he would be a natural-born leader. Gohan is incredibly intelligent, he's got a lot of charisma to him, and like I said, this would be his point when he was a superhero of Great Saiyaman. I know I'm just using when he just had the suit on and he could only go Super Saiyan, but yeah, I think Gohan would definitely be a great leader for this team. He would also be the team's major powerhouse. Obviously, I mean, this would be before Mystic Gohan, but yeah, he would still be able to go at least Super Saiyan. Hopefully Super Saiyan 2. But yeah, I think with this, Gohan would definitely be also the voice of reason of the team. He would be there to to keep the team's spirits up. He would definitely also bring the hammer down when someone's not really playing ball here. So yeah, Gohan, I think, and I've always thought that he would make a great leader. And I think here he would really shine the most. So yeah, Gohan is Great Saiyaman as the leader of this Big Hero 6 lineup. So next up is Gohan's second-in-command and the team's stealth member as well as their tactical member, Major Motoko Kusanagi. Motoko would definitely be, all those wrapped in one. She'd be the stealth member, the second-in-command, and the team's tactical advisor. She would definitely be that member, all those things wrapped up into one just great item. She would also be the one who'd probably be the first to be willing to kill. She'd also be the, with all of her abilities, she's a great spy, she's, cybernetically enhanced, she can basically take control of any machine by, jacking into it, so she would be another, great asset. And like I said, if Gohan wasn't around to encourage the team, I think the good old Major Kusanagi would be there to be the the commanding officer when Gohan wasn't around. And in case they need to get in somewhere, they'd send the Major first. She would be their team's recon, everything you could think of. She would be so many things to this team. So I think she'd be absolutely vital to this group. So yeah, Major Kusanagi. So following that is this team's brawler, Inuyasha. Yeah, Inuyasha would definitely be this team's brawler, wild card, and, he'd definitely be the one making a lot of trouble for the team. Like, he and Gohan would be butting heads. Everyone on the team would be either mad at him, or, he'd be the one, like, hey, let's hit it first and see what happens. And Gohan would just be there going, God damn it, Inuyasha, what the hell are you thinking? So, but having said that, I think he would be a valuable asset to the team. The power of Tetsaiga would be a great asset to this group. Not to mention, he's got that, brutal demonic strength to him. He's got a high tolerance for pain, and he could keep going. He could also be the team's tracker. He's got those, he could pick up a scent and keep on it. He's also got, the heightened hearing as well as sight. He is half dog demon, so you got that going for you. So he'd also probably be the team's tracker in case they lost something. Or, if they need a lot of opponents smashed, they just throw Inuyasha in and just have him wind-scar the whole goddamn place. So yeah, Inuyasha as the team's brawler / I guess you could say wild card. But I think, in the end, I think he would be a good team player. Even though he'd be, in everybody. I think a lot of members of the team would be like, God damn it! Anyway. So, moving on. So, next up on the list is the team's brains of the operation, Washu. When you have a being who's literally the smartest being in the universe, yeah, you're gonna have... Washu would definitely be on this team. She'd be the one thinking, the team's, like I said, the brains behind the operation. She wouldn't be out there in the field. She'd probably be out there, constructing robots or something of the like, and... and probably, thinking up all these great inventions and whatnot, and even, she'd be back at the base or something of that nature. She wouldn't be out, I don't think she'd be out fighting with the rest of the team unless she was called out into the field. But still, I think Washu would be another valuable asset. I mean, like I said, she's the smartest being in the universe, so yeah, I'm pretty sure Gohan would have some, have some stuff for her to do. And also, it would just be hilarious to see her with all these other team members around her, is like, oh, you're all idiots compared to me. Why aren't I running this thing? Oh yeah, because I don't care. She would just be a riot to have out here. Like, Washu would just be standing around just being like, I hate all of you, but I am but hey, I've got some, it keeps me occupied. And that would be pretty much her only reason to stay on the team, would be like, keeps me occupied and you idiots would be nothing without me. Yeah. So, yeah. Washu as, the team's brains, the operation. So, next up is Sailor Mars. Sailor Mars, yeah, already member of a team, but hey, if Wolverine can be, like, part of 6 teams, I'm pretty sure Sailor Mars can probably do double time with 2 teams. So Sailor Mars would be the team's supernatural advisor. Obviously she can detect spirits, and she's also, exorcist in a way. And priestess, so you got that going for her. Not to mention, she's a freaking fire elemental. She's technically a fire elemental, and God, I'd love to see her and Inuyasha just banter back and forth. Because she would just be totally distrusting of Inuyasha. Of course, it's a dog demon, so she wouldn't have any trust with him. And I think her and Inuyasha would be the ones butting heads all the time, until you could almost hear Washu in the background go, just fuck already. Anyway, so with that, I think she would be another major powerhouse of the group, and also, like I said, she'd be also the supernatural expert. While we do have Inuyasha here, it's usually Kagome or Moroku or Sango who usually find out and figure out the demon, said demon's weakness. So Inuyasha's just, like I said, he's the brawler of the group, but I think with Sailor Mars, with Rei, you have, like I said, the supernatural expert. Like, in case they come across a demon or a dark spirit or something of that nature, Rei could easily figure out the weakness and combat it, whereas Inuyasha would be there to smash it. So, there you go. Anyway, so let's move on to the final member of the team. Yes, the final member of the team is none other than Jet Jaguar from Godzilla. Yeah, if you didn't think I was going to put something to do with some sort of tokusatsu, you have lost your mind. So yes, Jet Jaguar is the final member of this team. Jaguar would definitely be the guy they would call in case of kaiju-level threats. In case, like, Godzilla or King Ghidorah showed up, they would call in Jet Jaguar, have him, get big and fight. Not to say Gohan or the others wouldn't fight alongside him, but he would definitely be on the front lines in case of kaiju-level threats. Not to mention, this dude's also pretty smart. Still you think of, oh, Jet Jaguar can't fight for himself. The motherfucker took out Orga and Destroya and Rulers of Earth. Yeah, those 2 guys who one killed Godzilla, the other nearly killed Godzilla. Yeah, he took them out with no problem. Jet Jaguar and Rulers of Earth took him out with no problem. Oh, okay, granted, he got help from Kiryu with Destroya, but technically he was piloting Kiryu. So, still him when his fight with Destroya. But anyway, so like I said, so Jet Jaguar would definitely be the guy they would call in, and when they're fighting a kaiju, it'd be like, hey, we're having a little bit of difficulty here, get Jaguar. And just imagine, like, after the fight, you doing okay, Jaguar? Thumbs up. That would be his response to everything. It would just be like, how you doing today, Jaguar? Thumbs up. Man. So yeah, this is pretty much my lineup for Big Hero for my non-comic Big Hero 6 team. You guys tell me, who would you put if you could make a Big Hero 6 lineup not using, comic book characters? Who would you put on this team? Really always excited to see what you guys come up with. This is just me personally, and as always, like I said, I'm really excited to see what you guys come up with for a non-comic Big Hero 6 lineup. So once again, hope you all enjoyed this lineup, and yeah, just tell me in the comments below who would you put on your Big Hero 6 team. Well, non-comic Big Hero 6 team. But yeah, once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I'm out.